I'm early for once. I hate this. Oh, so I'm on let's wait till a few more people find out. Hold on. Oh man, is this gonna happen all night? Shit. I'll give it a second. Okay, so the microphone's working. Oh, and the delay's not so bad. Okay, so I will have to read with my glasses out of the chat whenever that happens, if that happens. This was supposed to be a video today, and it didn't become a video because I got on the phone and talked to people. Eon, not you. So once I start talking to people and taking calls and start talking, I keep doing this. I get stuck on the phone. I talk too much on the phone, and hours go by. Sometimes hours went by today. There is one video that I put out for tomorrow. So if you guys see me, I don't know if you can see me. I keep messing with the screen. It keeps popping up that I'm supposed to do my Apple password or something, and it's just relentless. It won't stop. I don't know the password. I'm an idiot. See, it keeps happening, son of a. So I hope this doesn't mess with the comments. That's what's going to end up happening later. So I should just go ahead. There's only 16. Okay. So this is Mob Monday. I used to do a lot of mob stuff on Mob Monday. And tonight, this goes into both categories, prison category, mob stuff. Although the person wasn't an official member of the mafia. For you guys new to this channel, damn, this is going to be all night. Continue to sign into iCloud. Use your Apple password. Damn, man. So anyway, so the guys in the comment section, I will read in just a few. I get a lot of people complaining that I do too much with the comments, and that's just me. I know it's kind of a bad situation. Yeah, it's RC Cola. So what's up, everybody? New to the channel, Everett. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you. Listen, I am so grateful to everybody that's been subbing to this channel. Really, I did that video about Kenny, the murder thing, and I got so many subs from that, and I can't rule out DC Blacks. That's a channel called DC Blacks. Duty On runs it, and I can't rule that out. I got a lot of subs coming out of DC from that too. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that's watching, even the bad comments, even the haters. That's fine too. So don't trip. And I am somebody who does pretty much answer everything. So I don't know what I'm going to respond to tonight as far as these comments, okay? Because I am on YouTube rather than StreamYard, and it's more difficult for me. Okay, but anyway. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to start right now. So I've been on almost 4 minutes, and I'll start because people ask, at what time did you tell the story on your live, blah, blah, blah. So I'm trying to remember. I guess I should do reels or something. I don't know how to do all that stuff. I'm learning slower than I should be, but for sure learning quite a bit. And this is going to drive me crazy tonight. And that was a cup of chewing tobacco spit. Ah, damn it. Oh, that one was empty. Oh, okay. Okay. It's not the right one. Good. I thought that was going to be a bad one. I started chewing yesterday, man. Again, strung out like a research monkey. Strung out like a research monkey on this shit. So, okay. So Jim Joy, I can see your name. I'm not gonna answer that just yet. Let me go ahead and tell this story. So, New York crime family, the Bonnano crime family. There's a member of the Bonnano crime family that I know met in prison, and I consider him a friend. That's Tommy Karate. We spent, 6 months together at Butner FMC. But this isn't about Tommy. This is about one of the guys in his crew. The guy is named Billy Bright. So Billy Bright, I guess, joins forces with the Bonnano crime family, specifically Tommy Karate. He had some problems with another family. I think the Gambinos, I'm not sure. Tommy Karate steps in and kind of supposed to smooth the problem over, whatever. No, actually what happens is I think Greg Reiter was his name, Mark Reiter's son. So I'll get to that. So a murder happens. Apparently, Tommy was the executioner, from what I can tell, and what I remember. But this guy, Billy Bright, was pretty much accused of setting the murder up, or so Mark Reiter thought. Mark Reiter was the father of Billy Bright, all involved in the heroin business, big time in the heroin scene. Mark Reiter, according to him, a good friend of John Gotti. I knew Mark Reiter really good at Lewisburg. Good friend of John Gotti, big heroin dealer. Goes down, I think it was a RICO case out of New York. I'm pretty sure it was a RICO case. So he goes down, he's in prison, he's got a multiple life sentences or whatever the sentence was. And Billy Bright is also in prison at USP Atlanta with Mark. I think it was on weapons charges. I think. Whatever. Here's what happens. Mark Reiter, wanting to avenge his son's murders or whatever, he knew that Billy Bright was part of it, decides to pay a contract for the Aryan Brotherhood to take care of the problem. The problem being Billy Bright. So an agreement's arranged. The agreement, I know, was this. I don't think it's put out there too much. It was $10,000 and some heroin. I know that from sources, my friends, which I'm relying on for this video, by the way. And there will be people that will dig into what I'm saying. Mark my word, and that is good. You do that. The guys that are in the mob genre, because there's a lot that watch this channel that consider themselves historians, that do research, that have criticized me for not reading books. Canarsie, I think the dude's name is. Will go look at this. I do believe. Okay. So here's what goes down. Ben Masters, was it Ben Masters? Hold on. Yeah, it was John Stansel, or Jack Edward Stansel, and Ben Masters, who were the hitman for this murder. Okay, members of the Aryan Brotherhood. I think they both were. Was one of them earning his anyway? That's members of the Aryan Brotherhood. Okay, for all intents and purposes, they go and they kill Billy Bright, and this happens in May of May 24th, 1994 at USP Atlanta. Also during that time, the director of the Bureau of Prison was there. Her name was Kathleen Hawk. And, oh, I hope I don't get this wrong. Kathleen Hawk was there when they murdered him. I remember guys saying it was in front of her. I'm not sure if it was exactly in front of her. And I hope I didn't get that backwards on a different murder, but I'm like 99% sure, okay? Whatever, Billy Bright gets killed. So here's what happens. These guys both had what we call in California handlebar mustaches, I guess. Is that what it was? Wait, I don't even know if that's the problem. They had handlebar mustaches, okay? Damn, this thing's gonna drive me crazy. And what happens is, I probably wasn't cameras there except for human cameras. There was not. So somebody said that they saw a guy with a handlebar mustache do the murders. So they lock up the right people. These guys end up going to trial, okay? Now, let's back up. Inside the prison, they were doing an investigation on Billy Bright's murder, pulling people up. And I know guys that were on the witness list for the defense on this, okay? Okay, so what these guys actually did when they went and testified at the trial for the defendants was they all grew handlebar mustaches. So the theory was, look, these guys have handlebars. We all have them. So it could have been any white guy with the handlebar mustache was the theory of the case. So I'm not sure if it was immediately after the death or when the witnesses came forward to the defense witness list that they were questioned, but somebody on the witness list that I know well, and he's going through court stuff right now. That's not why I'm putting his name out there. And a second person, so there's two people at FMC Butner. So here's what happens. They questioned him about Billy Bright, but it was the autopsy report that was being questioned. And in the autopsy report of Billy Bright's death, wait for it, they found What did they find inside of Billy Bright? All you mob people out there that always want to know about what happens to mob guys that go to prison. And this guy, let me be clear, he was an associate of Tommy Karate, okay? But they always want to know about what happens. People hear that mobsters run this or mobsters do that, and I'm not saying that some don't. There's some really good guys in the mob. I'm not trying to say that, so let's get that correct. But what they found inside Billy Bright was sperm in his rectum. Sperm in Billy Bright's rectum. They thought that this might have been a crime over homosexual activity. And that is one of the things that they were questioned about. So I haven't seen it reported. I've never seen it so far, and maybe that's out there. I do not have the autopsy report in my hand. I guess if I was doing real journalistic work, I would have waited until I got the autopsy and dealt with all the BOP. But I'm sure now that maybe, I would assume, at least I can think of a couple of YouTube channels that do court records and paperwork stuff that are probably digging this out, and I challenge them to. I know a guy that was there, and I'll be doing other videos. But like I said, God, I hope he gets out. I hope this one gets out. So he did testify at the trial. I knew. So there's other guys. So the actual money. So there was problems with the money. Masters and Stencil, they go on, and I guess they told this dude, Larry, what the hell is his name? I can't even read my writing. They told another inmate that they confessed to him that this was a hit for the Aryan Brotherhood, according to this rat. He comes up in the AB trials later on. And they were pissed that they didn't get the money. The money was received, people. And the money was received by a dude named Treetop. Treetop's deceased. People that have been in the feds for a long time probably know Treetop. He was around a long time, convict out of Tennessee. But it was received through that people, and those people, like I said, are deceased. So that's why I even said that. I even told my friend, the one who originally got me hip to this, because we're talking about names and whatnot. Some people don't like names being mentioned, this and that. Treetop's deceased. The people that received the money is deceased. So I'm not getting anybody trying to go back over anything, but that's what happened. And I think it was, I want to say it was, I'm not sure if it was 2, 3, or 5 grams of heroin that was received. That was part of the whole murder for hire thing. I might want to add here that Mark Reiter never got charged for it. However, in compassionate release attempts, they used that as him being an unindicted co-defendant of those murders. So I guess just the breaking bit of news on tonight's live that nobody else has talked about is the fact that Billy Bright did have sperm to an unknown person in his rectum. I will say that the guy, I know, they were shocked by it. So it wasn't like this dude was out running around, trying to do a dope hustle. So I mean, I guess that was normal back in. I'm being told back in the day. So I'm kind of making light of that, but I had to put that out there. And man, this keeps popping up on my screen. All right, so yeah, not a lot to the content, so I could have really dragged it out and done it professionally. And I did this about Mark Reiter before. I talked about this some years ago. I want to add that Mark Reiter, I liked him a lot. He really was. So people that don't know, they've never been to prison, they trip out when you say, "Oh, Tommy Karate was a good guy. He killed a bunch of people. Oh, Joey Testa was a great guy," except that he became a prison rat. But Joey Testa was a good guy. When I say stuff like that, people kind of like, "What do you mean?" Mark Reiter, he was good to me. He had a freeze out ticket. He had a ticket. I put it in the block. I used his lines. We walked together the track sometimes. We did business together that way. I bought him a pair. I didn't intentionally. Somebody owed me money, and there was just tennis shoes that nobody can get, exclusive pair of tennis shoes. He had like a size 15 or 13 foot. So we couldn't go to nobody else. I couldn't sell it nowhere, so I gave it to Mark. It's a present. So, because he played tennis all day. He's a big tennis player in prison. So, yeah. Billy Bright. sperm in the rectum. Where he got it from, I don't know, but they were actually, that did happen. So let me go back, hold on. Okay, so these won't pop up on the screen, so I'm just going through them. So James Gray, what's up? Hey, it's Herbie the Hatchet. All right. Bulls and Beers, damn, that looks like an RC. It is an RC. Matty O'Connor, Big Rod, what's up? Everett, new to the channel, good. Bulls and Beer. Billy Bright was interviewed about Son of Sam. I've got the picture for the thumbnail that'll end up happening here. And I got it out of there actually. Oh shit. Okay. Jim Joyce, look for a video on Mob Facts called Hunting for the 44 Caliber Killer. There's a very young interview with Billy Bright, probably about 19. Thank you. Oh shoot. I just see it. I don't know how to navigate this one as well. Damn, man. I just went way. Okay. Ron Gross, what's up? Wizard, what's up? General Boots, hey Rob, glad to see you out. I mess up names all the time. What do Joey Testa is doing with himself now that, what do I think? I have no idea about Joey Testa. I think he's probably in Las Vegas. Good evening, Rob. Salutes from Whittier, California. All right, what's up, Whittier? Thank you. And that is from E-Ticket 316. Matty O'Connor. Mark was a big money guy. Huge money dude. Huge money dude. In prison too. Ken Knopf from Connecticut. What's up? How you doing, bro? Gino, what's up? Rasa, how's freedom treating you? Good. So far, so good. My addictions are alive and well, and right now it's food and tobacco. Jesus Christ. It really is. And man, and then I think, why do I stay up all night and can't sleep and sleep till the afternoon? Today I did. Wow, today I did. And that's not where I wanted to be last week. I had visions of being on a health kick. Just, man, it just didn't go through. Shit. But otherwise, I'm doing really well. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. James, yo, what's up, James? A few people, the Popeye shirt. I'm repping Popeye tonight for sure. Jeffrey Miller. Confucius says, don't be, you're going to say a Jimmy? What did you do? Don't be a Jimmy. All right. John, Billy Bright raised Paulie G. I did not know that. I didn't realize that. So my friend Tommy Reynolds, if they're watching, or Fabrizio, then you guys should know that Billy Bright had sperm in his butt. David, what's up? Tony McCarthy, you claimed T.D. Bingham was gay. And now this shit. You're going for clip. Yeah, right. T.D. had a girlfriend named Vanessa. Oh, man. Felon Stock, I'm going to see you right now. And I can't do that. I was told about the name of Barry Mills's bunk or manservant that maybe or may not have blew him. Dave. Right. Let me go back to Felon Stock. Where you at? Hold on. So you're saying that shit. Treetops. Yeah, right. So you knew him, Mike. I knew you did. Hey, never said you weren't the real deal. Okay. Low Rider, what's up? So just know that, bro. Never said that. Never claimed. Yeah, you knew him. I was locked up with blue light rapist, Varner ADC, then went to Cummins. Really? So you're Arkansas homeboy. Okay. So just so you guys know, I am from California, but my life has been tied here ever since I was newborn, actually. We spent two weeks down here, if not longer, since I was born. My dad's from here. I ran from my 4-year sentence in California in 1991, 4 years. What a fucking wimp I was, huh? My life would have never been this. I don't think it would have turned out where I got a life sentence and all that, but hey, whatever. Ended up in Arkansas, down here, Sebastian County, Arkansas. Fort Smith is the big place. And this is home, you know. Arkansas is home. It is. And I really like to stay. I like the country. I would live in Fort Smith under different conditions. But okay, Lowrider, what's up? The blue light rapist. So we probably know some of the same people, bro. I got to start jogging. I can't jog, but I was walking every day. Okay, I was walking every day. Got my Fitbit, you know, doing the steps until last Monday. And then, I'll go ahead and say it. So there's in this town, there's a food drop, okay, which it sounds like it's for like people that have no food. It's way more than that. People come from surrounding shit from Oklahoma, which Oklahoma's right here, but people come from all over for this food drop. It's massive. It probably comes out of, I think it's Walmart. It's like products that, you know, the sell by dates. But I mean, there's sometimes there's like Ben and Jerry's ice cream. I had a 1.5 year worth supply a couple of years ago of Ben and Jerry's from it. So they did a food drop, and you know, there's a bunch of bullshit food on it too. So my mom came down. She knows I'm struggling financially, and mom hit me off with just junk food. What junk food? With the shitload. So, you know, and yeah, some Dollar General food to boot. So it's just, so I've had a bunch of just stuff that I don't need to be eating. That's one of the things. Yeah, I got to start talking. Eric, how do you say that? CEO prison documentary is a crazy watch. I can't say that name. Jim Joyce. We're all rooting for you. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate it. What's up, Rob? VA checking in. What's up, Virginia? That's Anthony Hodges. I'm in. Oh, are you talking about BB, Arkansas? You said B Branch. So I don't know where B Branch, if that's an actual town, but I know where BB is. Shit. I'm going to do this all night. So yeah, BB, that's a ways away from me. You know, I mean, so like an hour and a half. No. Yeah, an hour and 20 minutes, something from Fayetteville. Fort Smith is 35 miles just north, like directly north of me. Yeah, but I mean, this area, by the way, I mean, it's beautiful. The town is one of those dying southern towns. But somebody did Hartford on YouTube. Went through the town. He didn't do a good job, but he talked about it. So there's a bunch of these little towns down here. You know, this place lost the school. You know, yeah, it's sad, but I mean, that's such as life. You know, it was booming 100 years ago. It's coal mine town. One day it'll come back. You know what I mean? That's life. Joe Monty still alive? Rob, Tammy Kennedy. I don't know. I'm not sure. He got out though. He did get out. Oh shoot. I heard that. Yeah, Joe Monty. So that's what me and Joe Russo got over Joe Monty. But then when Joe Russo was dying, I was there. I helped him out. You know what? So JJBK, you asked what Tommy Reynolds said about Billy Bright? Nothing. I don't ever remember a conversation with Tommy about Billy Bright. I didn't even know who Billy Bright was. I knew that Mark Reiter had somebody hit, but as far as the name Billy Bright ringing, like who did the ABs hit for Mark Reiter? Like that was, I don't ever remember or cared to remember. And again, I don't say this as disrespect, but I'm a white guy from California. When it came to East Coast or even mafia guys in general, they didn't mean much to us, not even in prison. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that there were some big names like, you know, Carmine, John Gotti or something that didn't have, you know, a big name. But like I met John Stanfa on my first day and I had no idea who John Stanfa was. I mean, it's smaller mob family, but you know, so it wasn't like that for me, you know? So when Tommy was telling me stories, it was about him I heard a lot of the same stories on Jimmy Calandra's channel, Bath Avenue channel, but his were more tailored to fit an audience. I would like to say, come on, man, with this stupid stuff. Chastity, by Clinton. Okay, you're by Clinton, right on. Okay, so okay, did you do time with Haywood, Eric? Haywood. Okay, again on bad names. I don't know. Oh, George Hannard. No, I don't know that name. Hannard. I don't know the name. It's possible. Hey, why is Haywood? Haywood sounds like something. Okay, all right, Doug Fart, Alabama. I hear you. Conway, Jesus Christ, that's bad memories. Bad memories, Conway, Arkansas. That's where the second person I married, that was her stomping ground. Man, it was just Conway was not a good time in my life. Yep. Calico Rock, I did time up there, and then I lived in Brockwell, which is just right beside Calico. We lived there in 96 to 97. So I went down for a minute. Okay. Okay. I've heard Tommy Crotty was a generous and respectful guy who didn't bully people unless he was ordered to kill you. That is, in prison, Tommy Crotty was not. I didn't do time with him in the pens. Lisa's going to say something. I didn't do time with them in the pens, but I'm going to go ahead and answer Lisa, who's trying to goad me and trying to say if I've ever had any homosexual activity. Never thought about it. That's why I trip when we talk about guys from the 70s and 80s, that it was normal for homosexual activity. And I was in Arkansas up until about 97, 98. It was very much accepted, very much condoned, very much a status symbol in some, whites, blacks, it didn't matter. I can honestly say, as somebody who had a life sentence, I never once thought about it. My personal view is you've had a thought about it before prison. It didn't just pop up in prison. You didn't decide one day you wanted to slam a dude in the rear and have his testicles slap against you. You didn't just wake up one day and say, yeah, nah, you thought about that. And if you did, and that's your thing, or if you're gay or bi, I don't care. My opinion is you just didn't do it in prison. I guess from a psychology point of view, and I was married to one, and I will say every life that's just still my heart, that looking at it from a psychology point of view, I guess an act of aggression can cause an erection if you're doing something. Really, I mean, there's like breakdowns of that. So, but no, never. So I think that's funny. What's the longest you stayed in a cell without getting to leave? If you're talking about the SHU or special housing units, so they did cell rotations. So sometimes they would follow that policy and sometimes they wouldn't follow that policy. Leavenworth was anti-policy. They'd get a new SHU lieutenant. Sometimes you get a new staff member, so they'd go through their little ritual. They would do it for a couple weeks. I think it was 21-day cell rotations, not 14. So, but it was, I think it was 11 months, but I was like, so I would do 2 months, get out a few days. Then I did that. They put me on for 18 months, but they didn't stay for 18 months because of overcrowding. Then I got out for a couple of days. There was a few times I just got out for a couple of days. Really, I was probably in the hole in Leavenworth. Oh, for sure. I was in the hole more than I was on the compound. For sure. And let me tell you something. The hole was a blast. The hole was where it was at. The hole can be, we call it the hole, the SHU. That's a very dangerous place. Those rec cages, guys, you have nothing to do but think and plot. So if you're in a gang, I mean, so many dudes get hit coming out of those situations from the SHU. Just dudes that are in the SHU that are just bored, sometimes fucked up. So we used to be able to drink a lot in the SHU at Leavenworth. The cops gave us a bag, so we would make hooch in the cells. They did it because they didn't want us to go to rec. So how it works is, back then, at least, the cops would not come in your cell as long as there was one person. So they wouldn't bother the wine. Yes, occasionally they would come in and do it. But they did that so they would keep at least one of us out of the rec cage, okay? But the rec cages were dangerous. But back then, what was going on, and it got knocked off, so I'll talk about it. And man, I don't put stuff out that people in prison that's not, like widely known. But anyway, this is what happened there. There was guys that figured out how to use the attorney or the visitor, the visitation in the SHU. So the visitation in the SHU, what they would do is they would just walk your visitor back there, okay? And then you would be on the other side of a glass. They would then take you from your cell and bring you up front, and your visitor would be there. So then they'd have a visit. There would be a phone and a big glass or whatever. Guys, that was a good place for you to gun down your old lady if that's what you were doing. You're in prison. That's a good peek. So there wasn't cameras there. So, and what they would do is they would get ounces of dope and tape it underneath the stools. The visitor would leave, and then the orderly would come up sweep, snatch the dope, bring it to the guy who just got in. So there, the dope, a lot of the dope was in, yes, visitation and guards, but the dope, man, it was like shit. And then if not, if you were in the mix, you send kites out to the compound and dudes, and especially if you have some money, you know, or if you're in a gang, you got different people that will bring you dope. They'll bring dope to your cell. So, but staying in the band at Leavenworth, like I said, it was a blast. Now other shoes I have that were not like that. Okay, so the longest I've ever been, I'm going to say 11 months. I'm going to say 11 months. Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. Okay, so why am I getting all these little pin things and stupid shit? Oh man. Why is this happening? Fuck. How do I push hide? This stupid thing. Okay, here we go. Okay, did you do time with Haywood? Okay, Eric, I don't remember that name. Let me go back down. Shoot. Okay. I remember the day you kept trying to make me look. Stop it, Rob. I'm going to tell him your last name. Okay. Oh, here we go. Let me see. All right. To be honest, have you ever taken? Okay. I worked with that nutter for 4 months. Jim Joyce lost his papers for life. I don't know what nutter you're talking about. Come on, man. Why is this happening every time I push it? I just lost it. I just lost the chat. Okay, here we go. So how do I do that without? Okay. How did you come? How do you think the violence in the state is compared to the feds? Which one is worse? Well, right now you can't. There's no denying California is the worst thing going right now. Those murders out there as a result of guys getting out of Pelican Bay, which I hate to say because that sucks that this is happening. So California is going off right now. So I did time in California in Chino, which was a reception yard. So I did 7 months. So I was in the whole 7 months that time. So they put me in Madrone Hall for 7 months because they said I was in flight escape. I didn't flight escape. I left the state I left the state before I had to go to jail, a prison, which would have been 2 years on a 4-year sentence. So then I moved to Arkansas, and they had me down as like I went over a wall or something. So they put me down. They slammed me down in Madrone Hall for 7 months. Most of the guys stayed there for like 3 or 4 days. Then I went to Chino CIM, which is like a minimum yard. I was a level 2, but they put me there because they screwed me up for 7 months. So there was fights and stuff there, and I seen a stabbing. Nobody died. But so Arkansas, no, it would be the feds in my experience. But I would say right now, well, I mean, I don't know what's going on inside the USPs right now. The USPs are the new USPs, especially they're designed for violence, man. It makes people violent. Okay. I remember the day you kept trying to you know why they only have driver's ed 3 days a week in Arkansas? What year was you in Cummins? I was in Cummins so I didn't even do 60 days. I was in Cummins in 90, the Christmas of 93. Then I went to Calico. So they put me in 11 barracks and then 8, which was the kitchen. And then I went to Calico, and that was the pretty quick mover. So I didn't go on host squad. I just had back surgery done. And I already got hip to the game. You don't touch your toes when you go through diagnostics. So I barely moved, barely bent down. So I was medically, I couldn't work. Me thinks that I protest too much. Oh, man. How do I get rid of this little thing on here? Hold on. Okay. Me thinks you do protest. Okay, I'm not really sure. Hold on. Are you close to double twigs? Are you close to double twig stick pine? Maddie, what are you talking about? Mixed up in the bullshit in the pen. Were any of them known for putting work in prison? Brian, were any of them known for putting in work in prison? Contracts, you know, okay, so Danny Fama he fought. Jimmy Ida jumped on Benny Geritano. You know, so I don't want to, no, so they're low key, okay? They're low key. Most of them wouldn't want to go do it, they'd pay to have somebody, you know? And then a lot of them got pressed or whatever. But yeah, and let me explain, because this was explained to me. A lot of the mob guys, they're model inmates in prison. There's nothing wrong with being a model inmate, okay? So I just want to put that out there, kids. If you ever go to prison, be a model inmate. So most of those guys had money. At least they get money from the street, right? So then you got guys that look like me, even though I had a family that took care of me and later a wife, whatever. They are into the prison hustle, into the prison politics and stuff, where the mob guys want to lay back. So it was explained to me. That makes perfect sense. In other words, guys in prison are hungry. Gang members are, you know, that's their life. The mob guys, even with big sentences, their life was about communication with their families and visitation. Okay, that's putting it. I think that's very accurate. I remember doing time with Guy, Mike Hunt at Folsom. He smelled like sea bass. Okay. Oh, how different is Northwest Arkansas from South? Night and day. I'm in mountains. That's like down in the flatlands. What do they call it? It's like Louisiana. It's down south. It's rice paddies. It's why can't I think of the name? But where I'm at, it's mountains. You know, Northwest Arkansas is beautiful. Fayetteville's like a little California, prices are too rich. Where I'm at, it's cheap down here. It's cheap to buy a place. The cost of living is nothing. So yeah, but down in that part of Arkansas too, like Pine Bluff and stuff, that's like they say it's the worst place to live. Nobody knows about the host squad unless they've been there. Yeah. Ron Coleman. These are friends of mine. Stop lying. Coleman, don't make me bust you out here. Just kidding. I'm kidding. I just lost the whole screen. Son of a bitch. Okay, so I'm still on. I can't. What do I do now? Oh, okay. I got it back. Okay. I don't think it's really a contest, but I think it's definitely harder to do time in places like Georgia or Alabama. So, James, I would agree with that. Even prisons in the South, like Arkansas, where they have host squad, is you go out every day and you hoe like cotton. they have the host squad. They just don't put chains on their feet. But that's also, I mean, they work those dudes. You know what I mean? That's work farms still. They're getting ready to build new prisons. I think over in Paris, I believe. I forgot. Jason, what's up? Thank you. Adam, you ever have a prison boyfriend? Never. Joey Frakes, James, as a white boy, I'd way rather do time in Cali than Alabama. Joey Frakes, yeah, Frakes, yes. Charlie, Jesus, don't be a Jimmy Clanton. Tells Billy Bright's story better than you. Does he talk about the all right, thank you, JD. So JD Delay, just thank you, JD. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. God damn, get off there. And JD, by the way, I just want to say, in June, I'm going to be on Ian's show, and I was actually gonna reach out to you after that. By the way, I have to get my life in order. There's some things I actually want to talk to you about. Your addiction and recovery stuff. I commend you. Brilliant. Stop me from using one day. I wish I can say it was more, but you did in a really bad time of my life. You did. And I thank you for that. Okay. So a smart man, you think the Delta region. Yes. Laura Janice ran the yard at Big Q in the 2000s. Okay, I'm not really sure. Scott, did you spend any time with Chad Marks? Me and Chad had never spent time. I got respect for Chad. We've never spent time together. So we know, well, he knows Tommy, by the way. You guys know that, Reynolds. But there's a dude named Cedric Dean. That was the catalyst between Chad Marks and I. Or it was actually, maybe it was Rusty. No, but I think it was Cedric. So Cedric, Save Foundation, doing big things down in Carolina. Good guy, really good guy. Reform. What's the most dangerous man I've ever met? Wow, that's something to think about. Come on, man, stop that. Cancel. Who's the most dangerous man I've ever met? I have to think about that one. I really would. I really would, because I'd say one thing and then reform. Who won the conflict? Duckford, Alabama. I love JD's content. Right on. Nice. Ian is a great dude, and hearing that my content helped you means the world to me. It did, JD. And we'll talk about that for real. Okay. Yeah, we will. And I do. And I really do. When you reached out to me the other day, I appreciated it. And it's too early for me. Okay. But I really do want to talk to you. Chad Marks is great. Thank you, Doug, for right on, dude. Yeah. So, but the most dangerous man, probably one that I would never even know. You know, most dangerous people don't act like Wes Watson. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to get into all that, but I don't know if you guys even know what I'm talking about. They don't act like that. Yeah. So. But you asked who the most dangerous. So look, I mean, I was friends with Joey Testa. Look what they did. Tommy Karate. I mean, we can do that. But if you're talking about in prison, man, I'm scared of a lot of dudes in prison. I mean, for real, you know. But I got to think about that. I got to think about that. Who won the conflict? If you're talking about the AB-DC thing, stalemate. I mean, that's what I'd say. Chad Marks is great. You think taking subs is considered being clean? Shout out to the Iceman. Do I think taking subs, Maddie? Whoa, that's touchy, bro. So because I think Suboxone could be a good thing. I think people misuse it. Okay, I think people misuse it and stay on. But I have a friend of mine that I care about dearly who is pissed off at me right now, for real, that I'm off Suboxone. I have to admit that Suboxone did take away cravings for other drugs and alcohol, and I have had cravings. Okay, and again, I am a multifaceted addict. Is that cross addict? Whatever you want to say. And I'm telling you, this ain't no joke. Right now, it is food and tobacco. Man, it's nuts. So it just keeps going. Last week, I would say, I wouldn't want to say close call, but something arose that I could have. Yeah. But I made it. And but taking subs, to get back to the question, I know people who swear by it. I know people whose lives have changed. The way I do look at it, though, so I really had to deal with what I was going to do when I got out. Did I want to be on Suboxone? I came home with 30 strips. You know, I was getting the shot in the joint. So one of the things about being clean is I think your brain changes. Okay, especially when you do meth. Look, so I did meth. People probably think more, or maybe I downplay. I don't know. I did meth. Okay, I think it affects your brain more than any other drug. Emotionally, it fucked me up. Okay, and I'm already emotionally stunted from being incarcerated all my life. So meth took me on a ride emotionally and I think my brain's still broken from that. So my question then became to myself, if I am taking a substance such as Suboxone and I want my brain to, quote, heal, does that keep it messed up? Now, that's not to say that people that are active in meth, I know guys that have been using meth for 20, 30, for years, functioning, and, you know, that you really wouldn't think it. Now, so I think your brain, even if you're on drugs, can find other pathways to make some judgments, whatever. But when it comes to the Suboxone, I personally don't feel clean taking it. Okay, that's me though. But man, I'm just one person and one person's opinion. The addiction and recovery, that is where I'm supposed to be in life. There's no doubt in my mind. It's not supposed to be about talking about prison stuff forever. Okay. It is that. I have somebody, there's some counseling job that I would possibly be able to get, like soon, if I want to apply. Something's holding me back. I don't trust me yet. So getting back to the Suboxone angle, and that's why I don't want to reach out to people like JD. So right now, till I know that I've got it, you know, and yes, and I should be in AA and NA, and I should be working the steps. I should. If you guys need my situation, my living situation, my car situation, my financial situation, you'd understand more. I've talked about it in the video. It's still not changed, but it's better. Okay. There will come a day when I will be up in Fort Smith doing that. I'm not saying I'd be living in Fort Smith, but when I will be able to go to meetings, because it is 35 miles one way. You know what I'm saying? Then that's not an excuse. It's a fact of life financially and stuff like that right now. So I know I should be there. So, and I 100% believe I will be. So that's what I got to say. But I don't feel clean on Suboxone. Okay. Plus, if I'm taking strips, there can be times when I start misusing it. And then I've thought about that. Let's say that somebody is misusing Suboxone, i.e. doing a quarter of a strip instead of a strip so you can feel the euphoric feeling. Because after you take it for a while, you don't really get euphoria, even if you get loaded sometimes, okay? Is that a big deal if you're doing it like that, if you're misusing it because you're still using it? Those are all the questions that I had to ask myself to come to the conclusion that it's not good for me. Marijuana has been on my brain. And again, I know that I'm a glutton. I am a glutton, okay? But to sum up, for me, I don't feel clean taking it. Okay, that's just what it is. You do time at Big Sandy ever? I have not. Damn it, here we go again with the channel. I have not. No problem, Duck Fart, Alabama, right? Do you still gamble? That's the hardest habit I've tried to kick. Still do, unfortunately. No, I do not gamble. Currently, I am banned from the casinos around me. That does not mean I couldn't go in there and try to keep it under $1,000 so I don't hit the jackpot so they don't flag me. Okay. I did that right before I went to prison, and I hit a jackpot and they took my money, and that sucked. So I self-banned for my now ex-wife. And I thought it was for 1 year, but somehow on the paper that I got back, it said 10 years. I don't know how. I'm not accusing anybody. So yes, I can go up there and I can fight it and do it. I'm not doing it. To answer your questions, I played a slot machine once since I've been under prison. That's the truth. Bro, subs got me off opiates. Just tape yourself off. Yeah, Joey, I did. I had a miserable 2 weeks, but again, I can't rule out. I got out of prison, and if you guys don't know, I came home and my house was being used as a trap house, basically. And this is not a town you do that in, okay? I came home, law enforcement the first day pulled me up and told me my house was a drug house, blah, 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 and all this other stuff. And I came home, and this isn't criticizing the people that were here. I care about them dearly, love, and I blame addiction, not the people, okay? And that's that some people might push back. That's the way I choose to look at it. And I saw the destruction of meth in my house, in the way that my house was taken care of. So that there was for sure some depression when I got out from being alone, from screwing up the issues with my wife and the divorce. I will only say about that, because people ask, that her and I are in a good place, and she's doing fantastic. And yeah. So that's all I want to say about that right now. Anyway, yeah, food's addicting. Hey, let's see, the Michaels, Sasha Paka. Hey, Rob, would you like to go on an all-expense paid trip to Thailand? Or what? Are you being serious? Michael, are you being serious right now, or is that a joke? sorry to hear about that, Adam. That's going to, okay. So I live in Hot Springs. Hot Springs, I love Hot Springs. My dad was a crackhead my whole life, so it was just another day. Adam, I hear you. I'm sorry that that happened. I'm glad that, I hope you're in a good place with all that from the past. Gambling cost me my family and my marriage. Scott, gambling was what took me out. So I came home, people might not know, to every prisoner's wet dream. This is in 21 when I got out of compassionate release. And it's because I have recurring bladder cancer, which I still have. It'll always be with me. But I came home and my family gave me a lot. Property, a house that was already HUD approved that my corporation picked up. And some money. Then I had the wife from Spain come. She was financially okay. So everything was good. And then I hid my addiction, hurt a bunch of people, got more fucked up, and then got into a family fight and sold the family properties and gambled it away. So gambling. So this is what happens with gambling. And just in case you guys don't know. So if you look at the release of dopamine in your brain, and you look at like sex, that's what releases dopamine, the happy. Methamphetamine is like 1,000 more times. I forgot the numbers. There's statistics about it. But when you add the gambling on top of meth, that's why these casinos are so filled up in these parts, because there's a lot of meth use down here. And the ding-dings. My ex-wife has a video of me that is worse than me digging for crack rocks on a street corner looking for crumbs. It was me in a casino hitting a jackpot for, I don't know if that was 17, 3,000, whatever it was, but I'm playing 2 or 3 machines. I'm playing 2. They're trying to pay me my money. And I don't want to hear these people. I don't want the money. I want the dings, man. The dings, because I'm on meth and well, opiate, I was on everything. I didn't just do, I mixed everything. Okay, gambling cost my family. Dessert cards, it's dessert or desert. Dessert, what's up? Good on you for not following that path. The most dangerous dudes I've met are not talkers, quiet, and a lot of lack social skills. Ma'am, so that was a great comment. The most dangerous dudes I met are not talkers, quiet, and a lot I met lacked social skills and were a bit off talking to them. Okay. So Rob, Tammy Kennedy, states are making it easier and easier to gamble, which probably isn't a good thing in our instant gratification society. Bingo. It's true. That goes back to the freedom. That goes back to the libertarian aspect. I do like the Libertarian Party, even though I'm all for the Trump stuff. Okay. So don't hate me if you're anti. I'm not saying I like the dose. I think it's spot on. And it looks so far. Okay, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. It looks like they are going after the bigger bunch. And so far, but I don't know about the bed space either. That's a whole different thing. It doesn't look like they're going after the lower level dealers and stuff. And let me tell you that if they wanted to, and they wanted to use the Patriot Act on regular American white, black, and brown dealers, American dealers, they can use that. Because they were designated a terrorist group, and they can trickle that down and start using some funky laws to do bad shit. It appears that they're not doing that so far, and I hope that stays that way. MAGA. Okay, Adam, I gamble online and it's never handling cash. It's just numbers, and before you know it, 5,000 down. Where if it was 100 bills, I would not bet as much. Okay, so again, this goes. So I one day got on. So when I got out of prison, it wasn't that much longer. Started doing meth a little bit, then every Thursday for like 8 months, every Thursday, 3 hits on a pipe. Okay, that was my thing. I go to this right up the corner here, where they have machines that pay in store prices, store products. Okay, so I go and I hit a couple $100, and I walk, and my nephew tells me, "Man, you can do this on your phone." I've never been on the internet, okay? So understand, in 21, I'd never been on the internet. So when I got out, and I get an iPhone, there's a Jelly Roll song. Handed my uncle an iPhone, he didn't know what it is. Whatever it was, I didn't know what it was, man. But I then learned, like, one of my 4th or 5th things was how to do this gambling site. I won one night. I'm talking about putting $20 to $40 in. I was up $7,000. Didn't matter. It was the dings. I have won. Thanks, Doug Ross, for gifting somebody. Thank you. I have won. Rob, how are you? Been missing you a lot, bro. Doug Ross. Okay, thanks, Doug. Whatever works, though. I've been on methadone, never drank, used. Okay, so you're talking about the thing, whatever works, and I agree. Okay, Mike Delcor, what's up? How you doing? And again, Doug, thank you for gifting that. And memberships, okay, I say it again, I have memberships ready, but it'll be done on the 1st. I'm just going to do it on the 1st of the month, okay? So, and that coincides with YouTube financially and all that stuff too. So on the 1st, there will be the tier membership. So I've got the small one, but I wanted to be sure that I follow through with it, okay? And I'm at a place where I'm going to now, if I can say that, all right? But gambling, man, and I've told this story many times on lives, hit $100,000 in Tunica, Mississippi, 1997, had $50,000 in my car for drug money. I used to do 1 to 2 trips to Tunica. They didn't have the casinos here. Lost that jackpot. I actually took the taxes out. It was 80, 70, whatever it was. I've still got the receipts. It was going to be part of my trial. I was a gambler, not a drug dealer. And by 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm comped, Lady Luck. That was what it was. I was comped there because they comp jerk offs that spend all their money. So that's, if you get a comp, you know, it's not a good thing. Okay. You're an idiot. So my dumb ass loses all that money on $100 slot machines, goes and gets the 50 out of my car. Boom, 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 boom. I had to call my mom to get gas money. Same shit happened here. I lose 60 something grand, sold the house and spent the money at the casino within 24 hours about. That's basically what it was. But come back, 28 grand up. Gonna go to rehab, decide the night before I go to rehab that I need to make more. 5 hands of blackjack, $0. And of course, my last one was a 46,000, my pocket, betted on red. It was black. I mean, I'm just a loser. I don't walk away winning. I'm a loser. I go there to lose. That's what it is. I go to it for the ding ding dings and the losses. Total jerk off. Billy Melbourne was gifted a membership. Okay, Billy. Good. Okay. Thanks again, Doug. After 10 years now, though, I never even think about getting high or using pain pills anymore. So this summer, I'm going to taper off methadone. And I heard that methadone, Doug Ross. Okay. So I heard that methadone, by the way, is hard to get off of. Suboxone was a bitch too. And what I was trying to say before is I got off it. I was already suffering from depression issues. So it was a combination of things. But I'm glad you're making that choice to get off methadone. I really am. And I do believe that people use it too long. I went to the urologist it was November of 23. So I go to the urologist and I'm on Suboxone and he's like, what is the deal with everybody coming here on Suboxone? He had no clue, but everybody's coming in there on Suboxone. And it's one of those things now where pharmaceuticals screwed up the nation. Okay. We all know that, the Sacklers, oxycodone, cotton, whatever. Then you got the heroin, then you got the fentanyl, but then you got pharmaceuticals now trying to help with doing this buprenorphine stuff. And it's almost like you have to stay hooked on it, that they want you to stay hooked long term. But again, if it works, how can you say that? I have a friend that will just, if he was on this live, he'd go off about how much it helps. So I always have to take those somebody else's position or thoughts into consideration. Doug Ross, I got my chime fixed. Hey, pal, now fix it. Okay, Doug, that's for you. And it's actually, so thank you. Yes. ¿Cómo está, hermano? Did you know that these are loud names that are so delusional on YouTube that they think what happened to the punk at his gym can't happen to them? 424 yoga and dance. So just so you understand, I'm fully aware that something like, there's other YouTubers that have got hit for saying stuff too. I'm in a position more in my life, if you're referring to me, just in case, if you're referring to me, I fully understand the repercussions of what can happen. And I'm going to say it again, two lanes can make a pact and do the same thing that somebody that is in bigger gangs can do. So I stand by it. They'd have a problem here at this location, I would say. But if you don't think that somebody can put something out that offends people, and I do put stuff out that offends people, I'm sure, with some of the prison gang stuff. But I chose not to live in fear of certain things and of things in prison, and I choose not to live in fear about that now. That's just how it is. And again, if something happened to me tomorrow, then that's what it is. And I'm not encouraging or trying to invite. I'm not a tough guy. I'm the first person to say that. But yeah, for sure, man. You don't know how many death threats I got from mob content. You know, I had a lawyer contact me and say that he couldn't help me if somebody put a bullet in my head in Arkansas. I had a lawyer tell me that. That was when it was popping, when I was going deep down the mob genre BS. That is not to say I don't talk about mob stuff still, but I'm saying I went down a rabbit hole that was stupid. You ever met any of the old order guys? Yeah, Bruce Pierce. Yeah, I knew Bruce Pierce, and I've done a video about Bruce Pierce. Bruce Pierce sniveled. So I'm talking bad about another of a famous white guy. He was a sniveler, man. That dude cried, and he went on a hunger strike in the hole and gave me all his trays, and I was so happy because he didn't want to be in the hole because he couldn't do whole time. But he sniveled a lot. I didn't talk to him. I talked to him more in the hole than I did any other time. But a lot of guys like him. A lot of guys looked up to him. They did, you know. Damn, I wish I would get depressed for a little while so I can come off the box. Man, that was good. Desert Cards, I've been on since 2002, bro. Saved my life, bro, as well. If you're in a great spot in your life and can do it, maybe they will. Okay, talking about getting off, that's good. Okay, no, 420, and it's cool. Look at, but that's real stuff, right? I mean, that's real stuff. You know, and I'll be pretty clear about this. I live where there's still a hotbed of guys that are UABs, Universal Aryan Brotherhood. People don't know a lot about them outside. Those dudes were doing some and can still have some reach to do big things. So my point was, when I get on here and run my mouth about the UABs, I actually knew 3 of them, and I liked all of them. Okay, so I have no bad shit to say about them, and I'm sure other people can do. I can for sure. So what I would probably think before I went on a rampage about this and that, because they're literally in my backyard. I don't know the ones down here, but I know some of it. I know. And I'm going to be doing something about those. I have a guy, I won't say his name right now. And he's going to, I don't know if he's going to come on, but there's a lot of material coming out about those dudes. Okay, Desert Cards. Drugs totally retire your reward system, aka dopamine. It's a big reason why even after acute withdrawals, you're still depressed and don't find joy in anything. Man, okay, so suffer from the brain fog, depression, just can't get for months. It can last for a long time. And I still think, when I have an issue, so if something pops up in my life and I have an issue and something goes bad, then I can very easily fall into a funk and very easily fall into brain fog. And I will say that even last week that happened. And just on something minor, but it can trigger things. And you got to understand, as addicts, you know, one of our comfort places is depression. You know, one of our comfort places is wallowing in our self-pity, or wallowing in just the dark places. You know, it's our comfort zone. I'm referring to the fake loud. I got you, bro. Okay. So I hear what you're saying, but like I said, I'm not here to criticize channel. What's up? What's going on? Skrilla first. What's up? And I talked to our boy with there at that channel that you came from today. I'm not going to put all that out right now. Doug Ross, right on, dude. Glad you're clean. Yeah. So I'm glad that people on this channel and in this chat room now can talk about stuff like that too. Really, that does make me feel good. It's not just all a bunch of BS or me ranting and telling bad stories about things that piss people off sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, anyway, let me answer a few more. God, you're clean. UABs are strong and very well structured. They are. I think they're losing some of their grip, but that's not to say that they're not. They're impressive, and people don't know enough about those. But you can go on like First 48 of Tulsa and stuff. You can learn a lot. But the what those guys did from behind walls, they were, you know what I'm saying. I'll talk about that at a different time. I mean, it's public knowledge. The drone drops, the amounts of money, the ties with certain drug organizations. It's public knowledge. I did a video from prison, from the Washington County Jail. It's about a jailhouse lawyer turned paralegal, and this dude had one of these UAB dudes. He was contacting him, and they were setting up deals, and this dude was telling the FBI the whole time. I read the whole report. It's in one of my videos, probably around February or March. I think it was February of last year, if you want to go listen to it. It's about, I forgot the guy's name. It was a jailhouse lawyer, but I also got some an attorney said something that law enforcement, well, I can't say it. That law enforcement wasn't happy about that video. Okay. Scarlett, and when you agreed to let the AB guy out, you said his numbers went up. How many numbers did he have compared to the DWB? So pretty much AB numbers compared to the D. Okay, wait. So, okay, I'm just trying to get what you're, oh, numbers. Oh, whoa. You're talking about numbers as far as gang wise. Oh, by far way more dirty white boys. But you got to understand, the dirty white boys started in, I guess you would say FCIs, okay? Then trickled into the USPs, but there was a lot, like there's a lot that started in Lowe's and camps. So there's so many that the guys don't know each other like that. So the brand, they went for smaller numbers. They would say, you know, more serious guys or whatever. Very, very, I mean, night and day as far as numbers go, okay? Night and days. But more deaths and stuff attributed to the AB by far, you know, but by far. There's no comparison to those two, really. Not y'all. Duck Fart, see you later, bro. Lori Fisher, proud of you, man. I know the struggle and it's real. Thank you, Lori Fisher. I appreciate it. Okay, Squirrel Soldiers. All right, Doug Fart. Okay, you guys. So I am going to close this off now. I'm going to do another live. So there's a video tomorrow. It's called Stop Snitching What? And it's about all the ways people are snitching in the feds. You know, stop snitching, and I put a question mark on it. It's up right now. It's for tomorrow. It's a short video. Maybe I'll do a live. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. And I might have a guest soon from DC Blacks. We'll see what happens. We'll see. DC Blacks is the channel. We'll see soon. Yeah, I had a good conversation. I don't mind putting that out. I had a good conversation with Eon. I like him a lot. I do. And on that note, I'm going to end. And I know that there will be people check. There's going to be some of the mob guys for sure that are going to go back and dig this report. I challenge them to do it. Take care. Have a good night. I don't even know how to end this live stream. Wait, how do you end? Oh, end stream. All right, good night.